Thanks, Mark. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol has shut down the Border Patrol checkpoints in New Mexico. They say it's only temporary, so
restrictions have swept across the New Mexico border, from Columbus to Antelope Wells, clamping down on local businesses and cross-border movement. New measures now target communities along the U.S.-Mexico line. The border is sealed, but not due to smuggling or immigration surges. Something far stranger has been unearthed beneath the desert expanse. For days, the typically active borderlands of New Mexico have fallen unnervingly quiet. Law enforcement vehicles block dirt roads. The National Guard has erected cordons, and locals peer from afar, wondering what lies beneath the arid soil. What sparked this sudden shutdown of New Mexico's border wasn't a cartel operation or a security breach. It was something stranger, something that has authorities scrambling and experts rushing in from across the nation. A mysterious discovery beneath the desert, concealed under layers of sand and stone, has halted one of the most rugged frontiers in the United States. The first signs were subtle. Geologists conducting a routine survey near the Boot Heel region detected anomalies on their equipment, symmetrical patterns too precise to be natural. At first, they suspected an old mining shaft or forgotten border infrastructure. New Mexico's deserts hold relics of the past, but this wasn't a rusted fence or collapsed tunnel. When excavation teams dug in, they uncovered something astonishing. 30 feet below the surface, encased in hardened sediment, was a massive geometric structure, metallic, faintly warm, and crafted with unearthly precision. Initial reports described it as a monolith, taller than a two-story building, partially embedded in the desert floor. Its surface was smooth, reflective, and inscribed with patterns that matched no known language or symbols. It emitted a faint rhythmic vibration felt through the ground, causing mild disorientation in workers. Nearby instruments malfunctioned, compasses spun wildly, GPS units reset, and encrypted radios faltered. Whatever this was, it wasn't merely unusual, it was unprecedented. Within 48 hours, federal agencies descended. The Department of Homeland Security spearheaded the lockdown, while the U.S. Army established a perimeter. Black helicopters patrolled the skies by day, and floodlights pierced the desert night, signaling something extraordinary was afoot. Civilian drones were jammed or grounded. Nearby residents were evacuated, and border crossings were sealed. All access points within a 50-mile radius were closed without explanation. The term national security risk was the only clue. In a brief, terse official statement, speculation erupted online. Conspiracy forums buzzed with theories, from extraterrestrial artifacts to ancient civilizations buried by time. Some claimed it was a crashed UFO exposed by wind erosion or seismic shifts. Others tied it to Native American or Mesoamerican legends of hidden cities swallowed by the desert. The scale of the response fueled these ideas. Never before had the government moved with such secrecy and speed to secure a buried object. Satellite imagery vanished from public databases. Navigation apps stopped showing activity near the exclusion zone. Independent researchers and geologists approaching the area were turned back or threatened with arrest. A silence fell, both literal and digital. Even major media outlets were shut out, relying on vague updates and leaked footage from anonymous sources. Fragments of insight emerged. A geologist from an early civilian team described the object as impossibly smooth, with edges that stayed sharp despite centuries of burial. He noted a temperature difference within a 5-meter radius and an absence of life nearby. No cacti, no insects, no signs of burrowing animals. What unnerved him most wasn't the shape or the pulsing vibration. It was the barrenness around it. No roots touched its vicinity, no creatures approached. The desert itself seemed to reject it. Geologists, brought in under the pretense of environmental studies, analyzed samples, and were baffled. The material was an unknown alloy or composite, unlike any used in engineering. Under electron microscopes, the surface showed nanoscale patterns, too precise for natural formation, yet without tool marks or manufacturing signs. Whatever this was, it wasn't built with human tools. Its presence along New Mexico's border, near remote towns and smuggling routes, made its sudden discovery all the more startling. As the site became a fortified zone, the region's mood shifted. Cross-border trade and tourism collapsed, local businesses shuttered, and rumors bred unease. Residents reported electromagnetic anomalies in nearby towns, flickering lights, disrupted cell signals, and faint auroras in the night sky, a rare phenomenon in Mexico's desert. Some claim to hear a low hum at odd hours, vibrating through the ground with no clear source. The military presence grew. Armored vehicles patrolled the perimeter, and specialized drilling rigs operated under blackout conditions. The object wasn't static. A source familiar with subsurface operations suggested it was shifting, slowly rotating or expanding beneath the desert. Ground penetrating radar hinted that the visible monolith was only part of a larger structure, possibly spanning over a mile underground. No natural explanation could account for something so vast remaining hidden for so long. Some scientists theorized that a recent seismic event or erosion might have exposed it. Others speculated it had always been there, cloaked or camouflaged, only now revealing itself. By design or accident, the idea of active concealment was chilling, and it suggested not just technology, but intelligence. Official statements were vague, citing environmental hazards and border safety, but those familiar with intelligence operations recognized the pattern. This was total containment. No leaks, no press, no public interference. Whatever lay beneath New Mexico's border wasn't just classified, it was paradigm shifting, potentially rewriting humanity's understanding of history, technology, or life itself. Religious leaders offered perspectives. Some saw the object as a divine sign or prophetic warning. Others deemed it a disturbance from the Earth's depths, something that should have stayed buried. Theologians noted similarities between the object's patterns and symbols in ancient Native American or Mesoamerican texts. The boundary between myth and reality blurred further daily. Heat probes sent into the structure's buried sections captured grainy images of chambers, aligned passageways, and what seemed to be pulsating energy nodes. One probe stopped transmitting after entering a chamber. When retrieved, its electronics were fried as if hit by a high-frequency electromagnetic pulse. No further probes were sent without military oversight, and all data was encrypted and routed through secure Pentagon channels. Classified briefings raised the possibility of artificial intelligence tied to the structure. If it was a device or beacon, it might not be dormant. It could be observing, listening, or reacting. The pulsing rhythm shifted, briefly accelerating before stabilizing. Some patterns suggested signals, possibly non-human communication too complex for immediate decoding. The implications were staggering. Strategists modeled scenarios of the object becoming overtly active. Could it emit a signal, trigger a global event? Was it communicating elsewhere or receiving external instructions? The uncertainty was unbearable. Top officials received daily briefings, and the discovery was reportedly discussed in emergency United Nations Security Council meetings. For once, global powers shared a mutual concern, and none claimed ownership of the object. Life along the border grew surreal. Blockades pushed inland, entire towns were evacuated under vague pretenses. Local radio frequencies crackled with static. Wildlife acted strangely. Birds avoided the area, and jackrabbits vanished from known ranges. Some vehicles reported engine failures near the exclusion zone, despite full tanks. Yet the structure remained still, neither rising nor receding. It stood as a silent sentinel beneath the desert, partially exposed, partially hidden, like an eye barely open. It posed no immediate threat, but its existence was disruptive. To science, it was an unprecedented riddle. To security forces, a potential danger too vast to ignore. To the public, a mystery fueling fascination and fear. The implications grew heavier with each silent day. If alien in origin, it redefined humanity's place in the cosmos. If terrestrial and ancient, it rewrote history entirely. Either possibility shattered societal consensus, and authorities knew it. That's why the border remained sealed, surveillance tightened, and only a select few knew the truth, and they were desperate to keep it that way. And so the desert winds whisper across a cordoned off New Mexico border, while beneath them something waits, ancient, intelligent, and silent. The border is closed not due to conventional threats, but because what lies below challenges everything thought to be known. There is no aftermath. Yet, only the unknown, humming in the deep. as beneath the sun-baked expanse of New Mexico's border, shielded from public view and advanced surveillance, the situation evolves with clinical precision. The object remains fixed externally, but subtle internal changes are occurring, invisible to standard optics. Specialized instruments deployed by covert military and intelligence units reveal micro-level shifts in the structure's etched patterns. High-resolution atomic mapping suggests these are not random but resemble instructions or a language, unlike anything human, ancient, or modern. Intriguingly, these shifts align with seismic activity and solar cycles, pushing scientists into theoretical realms. The object may be interacting with Earth and cosmic phenomena. As the mystery deepens, one thing is certain. The discovery beneath New Mexico's border has fundamentally altered our understanding of what lies hidden in the Earth, and perhaps our world.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay awesome, and we'll see you in the next video.